Joe Nemechek leads here at Richmond, 62 laps to go. Robbie Gordon, 0.6 of a second back. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has passed Jamie McMurray to pick up third, and Bobby Labonte has gone past McMurray into fourth. Ricky Rudd is sixth, Mark Martin seventh, Kevin Harvick eighth, point leader Matt Kenseth ninth, and Ward Burton 10th.
Of our top three cars, the car that definitely has the fresher tires, he looks like he may by far be the quickest car, is Dale Earnhardt Jr. I mean, he's running all the way up to the bumper of Robbie Gordon in the 31 right now.
Larry, could that 42 car McMurray, could he be saving fuel?
Well, I mean, he was last in, Darrell, on lap 272, 276, right in there. I mean, I don't see the need in it.
Okay.
On fuel for Robbie Gordon, here's Steve.
Yeah, we just heard Robbie Gordon tell his crew that he is saving fuel. He is trying to save some for a late run, so he may still have something yet for Joe Nemechek.
Robbie Gordon's best short track finish, 17th at Bristol this March.
Well, as Nemechek gets smaller in his window, he better not save too much.
We'll look at our top three and the fuel windows. This would be on Joe Nemechek, Robbie Gordon, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. There you see pretty much Robbie Gordon definitely has less fuel than Joe Nemechek and Dale Earnhardt Jr. As we sit here getting close to that 50 laps to go mark.
I think he'll be okay though, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, as the pace slows down, you use less fuel, and a lot of the teams told me they could run close to 120 laps of fuel, so I think everybody will be okay.
Dale Jr. just slipped coming up off turn 4 and almost got the wall. Dick Bergman, what's the problem on Jamie McMurray?
Well, he just got on the radio and said it blew up, Mike.
Oh. I knew something was going on with him because he just started slowing down all at once. I thought maybe, he was trying to save fuel, but looks like he may have dropped the cylinder.
You know, they're losing engines at places you wouldn't expect them to lose engines. They lost an engine at Martinsville a few weeks ago. He was running in the top 5 there. Everything was great at Fontana. There you see a lot of smoke out of it, and here it looks like they have engine problems here.
Yeah, he's lost the cylinder, and it'll just beat itself to death here shortly.
Mark Martin inside of Ricky Rudd. And that sends Mark Martin back up into the top half dozen. 6. That's his number. That's his position.
Good run for Mark. I mean, he worked on that car and got it a whole lot better than it was in the get-go.
But the field looking a lot like we qualified, Darrell, with 4 Chevys in the top 4 spots. Nemechek, Robbie Gordon, Earnhardt Jr., and Bobby Labonte. This has been Joe Nemechek's best short track. He's finished 6th here twice.
FX welcomes you back to Richmond of the Pontiac. Excitement 448 laps to go. Joe Nemechek leading with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers in the Hollywood Hotel. We're trackside here under the lights. And as we keep an eye on the action, Robbie Gordon running second. Joe Nemechek, your leader. Dale Earnhardt Jr. running third. Let's look back. We hear about short track racing, short tempers, the frustration, the number of cautions earlier. Jimmy Spencer in the 7 car hitting the wall said, I'm serious about short track racing. And then we see Kyle Petty and Jack Sprague getting in with, that was on lap 63.
Yeah, and almost 250 laps later, Kyle Petty and Jack Sprague got together again, and because of that, Jack Sprague loses the left rear tire, and he's frustrated, almost gets in front of the leader. And right there you see teammates right there getting together, Kevin Harvick and driver Jeff Green going after Kevin Harvick's crew chief because he was upset. So
David Green was saying, he told us later, Kevin spun him out. He's supposed to be my teammate, but it doesn't look like it right now. That's what a short track will do to you. So Jeff, given the leaders that we see here, have they kept their cool tonight among all other things?
So far they have, because they got all their fenders on there for one thing, and they got themselves in position where they need to be here with 45 laps to go to make a run for the win.
Now let's rejoin Larry, Darrell, and Mike.
Robbie Gordon 2 laps ago almost put it into the turn 2 fence. He was battling Dale Jr., but Jr. has gone on and left him by half a second. Nemechek's lead now 2.4 seconds over Jr. Bobby Labonte's moved into 3rd. Robbie Gordon back to 4th. Mark Martin, Ricky Rudd, Matt Kenseth.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, Joe Nemechek, our leader right now, he's not far from catching a lot of cars that's going to be desperate to try to stay on the lead lap, including his teammate Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. But you know the irony, and I know we have 45 laps to go, of Joe Nemechek leading this race. 1 year ago here, he didn't even have a Winston Cup ride. He substituted for Johnny Benson in the 10 car that had been hurt in the Busch race the night before. His first race in the 25 car was the Coca-Cola 600 at Lowe's Motor Speedway right at 1 year ago.
That's right. He started that season with Travis Carter and was a victim of the Kmart bankruptcy.
And really didn't even know if he was going to stay in the car this year. They had, they talked about at the end of last year if Joe was going to continue on. But when they brought Peter Suspenso over, that's when business picked up. Joe told me that he came in there and fixed his cars. Found a lot of things that they did to the cars that made them like Joe likes them.
Darrell, let's show you what happened to Robbie Gordon a little bit ago. About 4 laps ago. Dale Jr. just sort of moved him over.
I think Robbie's used this stuff up. I think that's what I believe. He's almost looking like he did at the beginning of the race, Larry. He's starting to get a little loose.
Well, just remember the last time he was on pit road was lap 262, so he's pushing that 100 lap mark right now on his tires.
That was both views of what happened between Junior and Robbie Gordon. Still 27 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Gordon, the last of those, about to be lapped. And here's Matt.
Matt back to Swainson. Peter Jellin, a 3-time championship crew member who's old school down in the NASCAR radar. Instead of a high-8 camera, he drew a picture of the radar, a laminated sheet of paper to show Matt back where the rain is. You can see how it's slowly moving in. We give him an A+ for effort, maybe a B- or C+ for artwork. Bobby Labonte a third, a second, looking for a win on the short tracks this year.
Trouble down the back.
Into the inside, it's Dale Jarrett.
He got into somebody.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
12th caution of the night. 14 is the record. Comes at lap 363 with 37 laps to go.
Jeff Gordon was in about 10 car lengths ago on a lap down, Larry. Dale Jarrett and somebody, I just looked up, I just saw him spinning down, saw Dale Jarrett spinning down the back. He made contact with somebody. Let's see who it is. Oh, there you go. The 42 got into the outside wall. I think Dale Jarrett checked up and got hit from the back. Seen that all night long.
He hit that wall pretty hard on the inside, too.
Didn't see who got into him, but it was just one of those chain reaction situations.
With those thuds like that, they hurt. That's when you say, I'm glad it was on the right side.
Jarrett is on pit road, and also cars near the tail end of the lead lap. Kenny and Rusty Wallace, Johnny Benson, Mike Skinner, Dave Blaney, and Jeff Gordon. 36 laps to go. A lot can happen. 366 laps and 12 caution flags, and now we're into the range of your average 35-lap Saturday night shootout.
Oh, and it's going to get sighting.
Joe Nemechek trying for his third Winston Cup win.
Green flag, green flag.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Bobby Labonte, Robbie Gordon, Mark Martin, Ricky Rudd. Here we go.
And the biggest thing with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, Bobby Labonte in 18 car, they have much fresher left side tires than Joe Nemechek. Remember the last time these guys were to pit road, Joe Nemechek and Peter Suspenso, they decided to change just those right side tires. But as I watched that 25 car, I talked about Joe Nemechek not even have a job a year ago. It's like Matt Yoakum was telling me also while we were at break, Peter Suspenso did not have a job 1 year ago, the crew chief.
Clear by 2.
Well, unless his tires just give out or Dale Jr.'s holding back a whole lot, I just can't see anybody getting up there and racing that 25.
And the thing about it, Darrell, what will also help him with about 31 laps to go, probably won't have to contend with any lap cars either. Pretty clear racetrack in front of him.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson's around turn 2.
That's going to be big.
Caution.
You notice all that smoke, folks? The sealer they put on this track, when the cars spin out, it just creates the most smoke and haze at any place we go.
Darrell, that started way back at the entrance of turn 1 when Jack Sprague went under a group of cars 3 wide.
For a corner.
And everybody bottled up.
Put 4 tires on and fix the damage.
Jimmy Johnson on the last lap of 3 races this year has had trouble. And here's a look. It all began when he and Sterling Marlin got together. Was that leaving Las Vegas?
Las Vegas on the last lap. Last lap at Talladega right here.
And last lap last week, he and Mark Martin. And now with 30 laps to go, there's Sprague way on the bottom and things stack up.
Well, there were 3 wide in front of him. He had to check up for Casey Mears.
Hey, the 40 car got him again. That's the guy that got him the first time over in Las Vegas.
Jimmy Johnson, in those 3 races, lost a total of 24 positions. Without those wrecks, he'd be 3rd in points. Instead, he is, what's that, about 90 points further back, 89 points further back. Well, they're not happy with Casey Mears, but I think wasn't Casey the man in the middle?
Yes, that's Jimmy Elledge, Casey Mears' crew chief on the right, Chad Knaus, Jimmy Johnson's crew chief on the left. And they're neighbors in the pits.
I hate that.
So, we'll have a 25-lap shootout in the Pontiac Excitement 400. You're watching NASCAR on FX. They just restarted 1 lap ago. You could have gone to your local Saturday night short track and made it home in time for this 25-lap shootout, but Joe Nemechek is taking off.
Boy, Dale Jr. just shoved up there in the middle of turn 2, and Bobby got a heck of a run on him. I think Bobby's a little bit better than Dale Jr. right now, Larry.
Yeah, if he can ever get by him, which he needs to in a hurry, if he's ever going to catch Joe Nemechek, he's going to pull to the inside, headed off into turn 1. He should clear him. Dale Jr. pretty much gave him the position there. It's like, that's enough.
Our Pontiac race summary, Joe Nemechek the leader, 20 lead changes. Cautions 1 shy of the record, 80 laps of caution tonight, but only 6 cars in the garage. Jarrett Craven, Jeff Green, Stewart, Spencer, and Park.
Well, I couldn't help but notice the last time we did in the back straightaway, the shot that our cameras had there, Joe Nemechek headed off into turn 3, bottom out. That's right where the drive-through tunnel is. There's a bad hump there. He's backing up off turn 2.
Mayfield stacked him up, and Benson almost paid the price.
Yeah, Benson did bounce off the outside wall.
No caution, though.
22 to go.
Benson got actually the 16 car. Those 2 cars look a lot like the 10 and the 16 tonight.
I'm going to tell you what, Joe Nemechek, though, he's starting to stretch it out. But Bobby Labonte, now that he's cleared Dale Earnhardt Jr., all he can really...
Whoa, turn 4! Ricky Rudd.
There comes another car in on top of him.
Mike Skinner.
Oh.
Both those cars were on the lead lap. Caution is out.
Darrell, looked like just where Ricky Rudd would start to get back in the gas, the car came right around on him.
I don't know what happened there. I couldn't tell, but he jerked the window net down real quickly.
And Mike Skinner unable to avoid Rudd.
Yeah, Skinner's car is got the rear tires. He's got the rear tires off the ground.
That's not going anywhere.
Boy, the last thing these guys up there, especially our lead lap cars, want to do is go through there and pick up debris.
There's the heat signature.
You can see it right there, a little bit of debris right there, a little bit right there, hot debris. Definitely don't want to drive through that and cut a tire down.
You want to see hot? Right where Ricky Rudd sits. He's hot.
Had a good run.
Yep. I think they're gonna hold the field here.
Well, they can't get through. Kind of got the track blocked.
Pace car has picked up the rest of the field.
So we see what happened back there.
Ricky Rudd has climbed out.
You know what? I think he may have got a little tap from the 22 car. We'd have to look at that again. The 22 car was right on him as they went into that turn. and they were racing for positions.
There is Ricky Rudd, and he is okay. Mike Skinner spun around, just not much he could do in the middle of the pack there.
Pretty hard impact right there.
Caution is out for the 14th time in the Pontiac Excitement 400.